So when I decided to start the 72 by 72 journey, I came in with some, let's call them not insignificant physical challenges. For example, right before I started, I had been diagnosed with, get this, lumbago. It's like lumbago. What is it, 1874? It's called spit in Dutch. And it's a fancy word for I could not stand up straight. Full stop. There was a bit of time where I was actually mostly prone. You know, I was working from the couch, oftentimes, days at a time. And the doctor who diagnosed me prescribed muscle relaxants, physical therapy, and a referral to a neurologist. And in addition to that, and related, I guess it was related to that, I had severe pain in my legs, particularly my right leg, and my right foot and the side of my right calf were essentially numb all the time. Super annoying, and frankly, it was worrying. And both of these symptoms were also referred to the neurologist. I was also turning into a sort of T-Rex because of, well, this, right? I spend, hours and hours and days and days and days for years and years and years working on a computer. It's part of my business. I love it, and I won't stop doing it. And there's a price. I've sort of adapted. There's a pain in my right forearm that's kind of ever present. So I think I've adapted like a new species of human. It's not Homo sapiens, it's Homo keyboardus or trackpadus. And related to that was my thumb joints are almost always in pain. And so that was causing me some issues in the early times going with holding a club. Yeah, again, trackpad thumb. And on and on and on. It's just perpetual, acute, what I believe are work-related pain that occasionally sent me prone or to the doctor. So what is it, sciatica, pinched nerves, muscle spasms, electrolyte deficiencies, no telling. My hypothesis was a bit of all of them, frankly. What I did know for sure was that the root cause, as I said, was mostly due to my sedentary profession. I mean, I sat too much, and I've spent many, many hours and many, many years in front of the computer. And I love my work. I love it. And I'm not really complaining because I'll continue it. It's just there's no other way to do the kind of work I do. I just knew that I needed more than my rote gym workouts that I've been doing for years to counterbalance this as I got older. And I was functioning mostly. I could ride a bike long distance, I can work out, I can play sports and so forth. But I was kind of turning into a brain with an increasingly creaky vehicle to carry it around in. And being in constant pain, and losing sleep affects one's moods and happiness and performance, and frankly, relationships. I know these are kind of observations, but it's no less true. These afflictions weren't my, let's say, primary motivation for embarking on the 72 by 72 journey. However, golf at the level that I intend to achieve has many additional potential benefits, maybe requirements that fit the bill for my fitness as is emerging necessary for my own well-being. Mobility, flexibility, core strength, dexterity, hand-eye coordination to manipulate the hands and arms differently than computer work, and more. That is, there's no taking this journey with any chance of reaching the intended milestones unless the vehicle carrying my brain, heart, and lungs around was up to the task, and then some. Ironically, as I started when playing around or even practicing, the aches and pains sort of just faded into the background. For example, that numbness in my right foot was there in those early rounds. I could certainly notice it, but the distraction slash focus of playing took my attention away from it. And of course, I believed fundamentally that walking those 9 or 18 holes was also helping it. And on top of that, as part of the 72 by 72 journey, I decided I was not going to the doctors and pills route. No physical therapists. I could do that myself. No GPs. No specialists like neurologists, unless there was an inescapable trauma that required more drastic measures. And I didn't feel like I was there yet, frankly. Not yet, anyways. And my cardiovascular system was healthy and relatively fit. It was the biomechanics where the challenges lay. So, what did I do? First, I started playing golf, period. Just played. However I felt, I played or practiced. You can see my crooked right arm even more pronounced in the early going. And I stretched. I developed a specific routine that includes cylinder and ball rolling that I felt addressed my most acute pains. I also meditated. That was something I already did with relative frequency. And recommitment felt prudent and continues to feel prudent. 15 to 20 minutes each session. And I still occasionally use the Headspace app, which I've been using for years, to re-energize my practice. I recently relinquished my cherished upper body skewing gym workouts, which I already did pretty regularly, in favor of a customized workout to prioritize legs and core, borrowing from several YouTube coaches. I'll talk more about that in a second. And when I'm traveling, I continue the stretching routine. For example, my last trip to the States, I took my trusty roller and ball, and I can also do a modified in-hotel room version of my new gym workout as well. And I get to the practice facility at Amsteldijk when I'm in Amsterdam as often as I can, in between work, of course. I'll share in a separate video what goes on at Amsteldijk as well as what goes on in the gym now and at home. And Amsteldijk is one of these things where that practice facility is amazing, and a big plus for that particular practice facility is infinite balls. It's amazing at no additional cost. So it's included in the monthly €100-ish per month membership. And oh my God, I love that. It's amazing how much joy you can get out of practicing with no, sort of practical financial limit. And if I'm traveling, I find a driving range, pitching green, and putting green that I can access for an hour or two as often as I can and hit hundreds and hundreds of balls. There's just no substitute. And there's also no substitute for getting out on a course. So I play, as I said before, that's the number one, play as much as possible. I added in saunas and cold showers that are now a staple of my routine. That is, after every workout, I do 15 to 20 minutes in the sauna, followed by a super cold shower for 5-ish minutes. I'd do cold dips if I had the access to that equipment. I don't. My gym only has a specific super cold water shower, so I use that. And related to that is Ice Baby, right? I acquired some very cost-effective ice packs for specific body parts, particularly my shoulders and elbows and wrists and thumbs and hands. And I use them religiously after workouts. They work. They really work. I also experimented with mineral and electrolyte supplements. These are the ones I'm using at the moment. Magnesium and potassium aspartate, use the Now brand, and a specific electrolyte powder, no sugar, it's just pure. This one's called Ultima. It also has magnesium and potassium in it, but at lower concentrations. And I feel like I've dialed in the augmentation between the two. And now all I really have is normal muscle pain and soreness from workouts or practice sessions. So it's fantastic. I also lace in body work, regular massage. I have a particular bias for legit experienced Thai massage as it involves body manipulation and stretching. It's painful, but in all the right ways. I auditioned a few, and I found a couple reliable and effective therapists. So now, in summary, I have committed to a stretching routine, using the ball and roller. I do it regularly. Adapted gym routine. I changed my already regular gym workout routine to be more focused on legs and core and golf-specific movements and muscle groups, and a bit less focused on upper body strength. I still do upper body, of course, but it's not as one-sided. And one workout that I felt particularly accessible was the 25-minute workout from Rotary Swing. I'll put a link in the description, that I've extended and modified with bits from what I've seen Rory McIlroy's routine and John Rahm's movement and strength routines, that I've adapted, of course, to my strength and fitness level. So it's about a 45-minute routine I do pretty much every other day when I'm home. And I'll link to the modified routine. I do multiple sessions each week in the comments. And then the regular hot saunas and cold showers, then the meditation, which I love, and it's still a challenge for me to prioritize. I've taken to frequently actually combining it, doing it while I'm in the sauna, right? So take the 15, 20 minutes while I'm in the sauna and just zone in and do visualization and manifestation work. And then, of course, the supplements, the electrolyte augmentation, which seems to be working, and religiously icing the trouble spots, particularly the right shoulder and arm, and occasional body work in the form of Thai massage. Also great for those trouble spots, especially the forearms. And ultimately, practice, practice, practice. I get to the practice facility as much as possible. I'm headed there in a couple hours, as a matter of fact. And I feel like 1,000% better now. It's extraordinary in just a short 3 months. The pain in my back is long gone. I mean, I get a tweak every once in a while, but nothing significant, right? The numbness in my lower leg and foot, poof, it's gone. The agonizing muscle cramps in the middle of the night or whenever, gone. I mean, occasionally I'll get a cramp, in the night or more often when I'm pushing it when I'm working out, like doing a new stretching kind of thing, and I'll get a bit of a cramp, but not nearly what it was before. And my right arm, it's not all the way there yet, but the flexibility and the extension is so much better than it was before. My right shoulder pain is gone, or mostly. It's ironic, the right shoulder, I can feel it when I'm, doing the Dr. Strangelove thing. I can feel like it starts to tweak when I start to really try and, use this arm to control everything. So I know it's all related to what's going on in my wrist and shoulder and elbow and forearm. But, and then related to that, my thumbs far improved. It's amazing. And I'll show what I do for that as well in a different video. So, and, when I started walking, playing 9 holes, carrying my bag was doable, right? Though it was a workout. I was, let's say, noticeably depleted by the end of that, good walk spoiled, and very sore the next day. And just a few months later, now, I could easily walk 36 in a day, no problem. I will say, though, that my hydration and energy intake, I got to dial that in, because I can feel my concentration and performance sort of drop off a cliff if I'm not properly hydrated, with good electrolytes and have some energy in my body. So yeah, that's pretty well known that your performance drops off precipitously, exponentially when you're dehydrated, for example. So I continue to experiment and commit to what feels to be working overall in my training, and the vector, the direction and magnitude of change feels pretty good at the moment. It's the most important tool I have for this intrepid journey, me, this body, and this mind. And they're both, I would say, getting stronger by the day. Staying true to 72.